time you can't fold and you can't bend. Y'all be playing it safe and I be going for the win. Remember back when they was doubting on the kid. Now they tuned in cause my game too legit.
Fantasy Headliners Nation. Headliner Nation. Fantasy Headliners for the nation. I'm a headliner. I'm a headliner.
Yo. Analytics off the chain. All the channels not the same. Jake and Kyle, you know the name. Headliner Nation, we running the game. Y'all stuck on third down. Your content's plain Jane. Headliners on top now. We gonna move and change. Podcast off the rip. Draft guide, so legit. Fantasy world, our game tight. You know we about that chub life. Stuck in a rut and you need some motivation. Head to the channel for this Headliner Nation.
I'm a headliner.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is a beautiful Sunday afternoon. Well, technically it's rainy where I am, but it's beautiful because we're all here together, right? It's beautiful because we're all here together, hanging out, talking football. I already have a underdog draft set and ready to go if we want to do that. So we have an underdog draft that we can do today. We're going to talk about some updated rankings. I'm going to answer some of your questions. Got about an hour or so that I'll hang out with everybody. And then I'm going to go have a good day. My son and I, we have an Ultra Boys gaming sesh scheduled for this afternoon. We're going to go hit a little Fortnite. Get some dubs. Make some kids cry. We're going to go do that in a little bit. Caleb, what's going on? Supreme's out there. Vaughn is out there. Dab. X-Bello. Archangel. Chris. Walter John. Pickle Rick. Dave. The Comeback Kid. Caleb. Snake Eyes. James. Dennison. Welcome in. We need to hit that like button, though, because we have 129 people watching and only 29 likes, which means there's 100 of you right now that are sitting out there that have not hit that like button. I don't want to say that I'm disappointed, but I am. I'm just going to give you that look. There it is. Sebastian, what's going on? Appreciate it. Steve, keeper league question. Keep 3, and mine are Pollard in the 6th, Garrett Wilson in the 8th, Burrow in the 10th, or trade Burrow for either Waddle in the 3rd, Chase in the 2nd, PPR, 1 running back, 2 wide receivers, and 3 flex. Steve, is this a 1 quarterback league or a Superflex league? 1 quarterback league or a Superflex league? Dave, you smashed before the intro even hit. I love that. 1 quarterback league, then I am keeping Pollard, Garrett Wilson, and I'm going to trade for Chase. If you can trade Burrow straight up for Chase and keep him for a 2nd-round pick, I'm absolutely doing that. 100%. Comeback Kid, any breakfast today? I had just my protein shake this morning, my protein drink. And then I had a couple pieces of corn on the cob a few minutes ago before going live. Sammy P, how do I join the Discord? Become a member here on YouTube. Become a member here on YouTube. You can click that join button, that blue join button that's down below. You click on that. 3 different membership tiers. You get some extra content throughout the season, extra rankings during the season, a live show only for you during the season as well. Jake does like Zoom calls with our members. He's done those over the last couple of weeks. 100% would recommend trying it if you've never done it before. Vaughn, playing some Warzone right now. We played a little Warzone last night for a while. Probably going to be on tonight. Hit some of that ranked Warzone. It's been a while. Sebastian with the $5 dono. Trade Madison or Swift in a half PPR Dynasty League. Looking to contend this season. So basically, who will do better this year and the future? They're both, like, right now holds. Swift, you could say, potentially has the better outlook for the future, but the problem is he's on his last year of his deal right now, so you don't even know if he'll be in Philly again next season. So, honestly, what I'm doing, if you're going to trade either of them, you're floating them both to your league mates and just saying, hey, who do you want and what can I get in return? And taking the best, whatever, the best offer available. This is true, Anna. I hop in the Zoom calls when Nick lies about me and I have to... Dabex Bello sending a $2 super chat. That's their first super chat, so appreciate it. I actually get this little notification now that says if somebody sent their first super chat. That's kind of cool. I've never seen that before on YouTube. Sammy P becoming a member here on the channel. Welcome into the Holden Chubb tier of our membership option. Sammy P, appreciate you. Anna, can you post directions on how to join Discord? Would greatly appreciate that. Oh, everybody got that notification? Oh, cool. Never seen it before. That's the first time that's ever popped up for me. Will there be any draft guide sales? I can't guarantee that. Not at this point. We do like a pre-order sale throughout the entire off-season, basically. And then when it drops, it goes back to full price. Sometimes we do one on July 4th. I don't foresee there being another draft guide sale coming up, though. So honestly, if you're wanting to get the draft guide, I would recommend getting it now and not waiting too much longer. There's so much information in the draft guide, almost 300 videos that you won't see here on YouTube, exclusive content that you won't see here on YouTube. And then on top of that, there's exclusive content in there that you can't find on any channel anywhere or any draft guide, like my dynamic running back rating. We have cheat sheets for standard, half, and full PPR, and positional rankings and tier rankings. Supreme, that's true. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, if you want to get the draft guide for like over 50% off, you can sign up through Underdog. Underdog Fantasy. So download their app, sign up for a new account, and you have to be a first-time deposit of at least $10 using code word headliners, and you get the draft guide for free if you do that. So you basically what you do is you sign up for Underdog, you deposit $10 using code word headliners. You're going to get $10 match, so you'll get $20 to play with, and you'll get the draft guide. Should you trade Derrick Henry and Amari Cooper for Garrett Wilson and Najee Harris? If this is win now, I keep Derrick Henry and Amari Cooper. Oh, yeah, Anna, did you post the Discord instructions? Yep, there they are. Okay, yep, I'll pin them. Yeah, if you're a new member, you become a new member today, whatever it may be. Connect, instructions on how to connect Discord to YouTube so you can get in our Discord are now pinned right there in the comments. Thomas, best thing I did was sign up for some Underdog, got the draft guide, and get to be in some best ball leagues with you fine folks. I'm actually gonna be posting a best ball link here shortly. In the next couple of minutes, I'll post a best ball link. Dab, I'm in a Superflex keeper league. I can keep 2 players. I'm the 11th pick. I have Mahomes in the first, Chase in the second, Barkley in the third, CD in the fourth. 100% keeping Mahomes, Chase in the second, or CD in the fourth. Dab, let me ask you this. If you don't keep Mahomes, what are the chances that there is another top quarterback available for you? Because if it's a Superflex league, I would be interested in knowing how many quarterbacks are being kept. And if there are any other quarterbacks that are being kept in the first round. So let's say you have the 11th pick right now, but 6 people are keeping first round picks. You actually have the 5th round pick, right? So you have the 5th overall pick. So then the question becomes, can you still get a top quarterback there? If you can, then let Mahomes slide back in. Unfortunately, obviously, you won't get him if you don't have the 1st overall pick, probably. But then you can keep Chase in the 2nd and CD in the 4th. Supreme! Gifted a membership to the Headliner Nation community. That went out to Blue Beno. Make sure you give Supreme a little thank you there. Supreme, appreciate you. Sammy P. Sammy sending their first super chat. Appreciate you. The $5 dono. Home league draft today. 1.05 pick. 12-man PPR redraft. Eckler, Kelsey, Hill, Chubb, Robinson, or Diggs. Might be 3 wide receiver. The league hasn't decided yet. Everybody's freaking out about leagues that are 3 wide receivers, and I just don't get it. Because it shouldn't change the beginning of your draft strategy. Now, why is that? Because you're adding a 3rd wide receiver, but you can still probably flex a running back too, and you have 2 running back spots. So you could still start 3 running backs. So the freak out over, oh, I can start 3 wide receivers. That makes 3 wide receivers more valuable. You can start 3 running backs too. So why does that matter? The only thing you're doing is adding an extra wide receiver spot, which a wide receiver 3 is going to be a guy that you're going to get later in the draft anyway that you feel has valuable upside. Very rarely are you ever going to draft a wide receiver 3 that you feel like you can start, plug and play every single week like you could a running back. Wide receiver 3s are typically people that you're finding the best matchups for, the best touchdown upside for, and that's who you're sliding into your wide receiver 3 spot every single week. So it doesn't, I don't care if a league has 3 wide receivers or not. It does not change my draft strategy. My draft strategy is we're either starting wide receiver, then running back in 2 and 3, or we're starting running back, wide receiver, running back in the 2nd and the 3rd. I'm starting that way every single time, and I don't care. I don't care how many wide receivers you're starting. My son's hanging out here with me right now. Literally before we came out here, I said, do you need to use the bathroom before we go out there? He was like, no, I don't. We've been live. How long have we been live for? We've been live for 17 minutes. He's like, hey, I got to use the bathroom. Kids, man. Kids. What up, Hazelnut? Steven, everything's good, man. Strope City Ram. Kyle, you're the boss. Nah, you're the boss. Come on. Come on. What do I think about Christian Watson? I think Christian Watson is a good best ball pick, but I don't think he's a good redraft player. I just don't. He's going to have some up and downs. I think Dobbs is really going to be a guy that's going to get involved more, and I think the running backs are going to be exponentially involved this year as well. I think Watson's going to be a lot like last year, where he's going to have some games that will win you the week, and then he's going to have some games where he absolutely disappears. It's like prime Tyler Lockett for me. What up, Ben? Ben gifting 5 memberships to the Headliner Nation community. Pickle Rick getting one. B-Rad getting one. The Comeback Kid got one. D.A. Snowman got one. Josh Miller got one. Nice. Ben, appreciate you. Thanks so much for the generosity. Everyone throw a little hashtag Ben in the chat. Caleb, I've answered your question twice already, bro. Just keep spamming it. If you're looking to win right now, I'm keeping Derrick Henry. If this is a long-term trade, then take Garrett Wilson. Isaiah Higgins in the 3rd, Chubb in the 2nd, Jacob in the 6th, Hopkins in the 11th, London in the 10th, or Jameson Williams in the last round. Pick 2 in a full PPR. Chubb in the 2nd, 100%. As of right now, I would lean towards probably Hopkins in the 11th because that is a better value than Higgins in the 3rd, even though I would rather have Higgins. But also, if Jacobs shows up or whatever, I switch that out and I go with Jacobs instead. What up, Fresh? Bango, what's going on? I told everybody how I asked you if you needed to use the bathroom, and you said no, and then you left 17 minutes into the stream to use the bathroom. What's my personal favorite draft position? I like drafting just at the end of the 1st round. I like drafting just at the end of the 1st round. Not necessarily the last pick, but like one of the last 2 to 3 picks. Jesse becoming a member for the 21st month of Excessive Chubb. Number 3 pick and a 10-person half-point PPR. Who is my perfect first 5 round picks? For number 3 overall. All right, let's take a look at underdog ADP. And obviously underdog best ball ADP is not the same as redraft. Even though we're doing more best ball stuff this year, please, please, please keep in mind that best ball ADP and redraft ADP are not the same thing. They are not the same thing. The only reason I'm using it right now is just because redraft ADP hasn't quite leveled out yet. It's getting there. It's very close. So I'm going to go ahead and stick with underdog ADP for right now to kind of help with this question since I'm already on the app and I have it up. Number 3 pick. So obviously at the top of the 1st, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, Christian McCaffrey. Those are going to be the 3 that I'm going to take a shot at. Okay. At the end of the 2nd, by going by ADP, definitely taking like a Derrick Henry or Ramondre Stevenson if he gets to me at the end of the 2nd. Beginning of the 3rd, definitely going Ramondre Stevenson if I don't pick him at the end of the 2nd. Jonathan Taylor is starting to fall. At the end of the 2nd, I probably still fight for a Jonathan Taylor. If you don't like that, then go with Derrick Henry, Ramondre Stevenson, or go or jump a little bit and grab a guy like Travis Etienne. So then you go, and again, it's going to depend on who you're going. So if you go running back to start at the end of the 2nd, we probably want to take a look at a guy like Chris Olave. If you go Justin Jefferson or Jamar Chase to start, that's where we need to hammer the running backs after that. Okay? Then it kind of going on from there. Christian Kirk starts popping up as like a 3rd or 4th round pick. Or like a 4th round pick, I'm sorry. 4th and 5th round, you're taking a look at, if you go 2 running backs and 1 wide receiver, you're looking for another wide receiver. You're also looking for a potential quarterback pick at that point, or you're also hammering a guy like a Kenneth Walker or an Alexander Madison or something like that. Omar with the $2 dono. Appreciate you, Omar. Thank you so much. Ricky! Dude, what's going on? I haven't seen you in forever, man. Hopefully you're doing well, dude. Hey, listen, for those of you out there that I have, like, connected, Ricky's done a lot of breaks with us, and we've connected back and forth as well on several things. Dude, I think about you guys. When I don't hear from you for a while, I'm always like, I wonder if everything's all right. I haven't seen so-and-so for a while. Ricky, hopefully you're doing well, dude. Ricky, best defense for the fall. Oh, best defense. I forget who we have in our draft guide listed as the top defense. Hold on. Where's our defensive rankings? Oh, matchup meter right there. Right now, our top 4 defenses are San Francisco, Philadelphia, Dallas, and the New York Jets. Headliner Nation, what I'm going to do, if you're in Discord, okay, if you're in Discord, I am getting ready to drop the link. I'm getting ready to drop the link for this best ball draft. So if you're in Discord, keep an eye out for it. If it doesn't fill, I'll try and drop. Last time I tried to drop it as a YouTube comment, it didn't work. So I'll try that again real quick. Give me a moment here. You might hear me for a second. Connected to AirPlay. Dude, why can't I get into this? What is going on? It won't let me post it as a comment right now. And now I gotta try and reconnect to a screen share. Ugh. Alright, hold on. Why is it not showing? That's not what I want. Hold on. My stuff's broken here. Hold on a second. Oh, boy. Okay, hold on. Why isn't it letting me capture it in OBS? All right, it's up now. What is going on? There we go. That was weird. Okay. Now we're in. We need 6 more people to start our draft. 6 more people to start our draft. Let me scroll back up here. Omar's in a $2 donation. Jesse with the $10 dono. Thanks for the advice, man. Let's do some COD Tuesday. Tuesday, possibly. I'll have to let you know. Tag me in Discord on Tuesday to remind me so I don't forget. Overcome with the $10 dono. How to convince my league mates to stay away from Garrett Wilson so I can land him and Amon Ra. I was thinking of taking Amon Ra first if he's there, then hoping Wilson is there 4 picks later. Really, the only way you're going to get Garrett Wilson and Amon-Ra St. Brown together is you would probably have to have an end of the first round pick, and you would have to take Garrett Wilson and Amon-Ra St. Brown with those 2 picks. Because if you were to have a beginning of the first round pick, I just don't see both of them lasting into the 3rd round, which is what you would need to happen to do that. I just don't see him going into the 3rd round, unfortunately. So I don't think that would happen. The only way you can do it is for that to happen right there, or your league mates to just be super weird. I don't know. We need one more person to join up to start our draft. Tim gifted a membership. Tim, appreciate the gifted membership. Overcome, appreciate the $10 dono again. Tim, appreciate the gifted membership. That went out to Brandon McBroom. Brandon, make sure you thank Tim for the gifted membership there. You already did. Awesome. Spartan Coatings with the $2 dono. Thoughts on AJ Hurt start? 0 running back, 12-man full PPR Spartan. I've done 3 videos this year to show that starting 0 running back is the worst strategy that you can go through. Everything that I have done, I've done 3 separate videos, from looking to bust, to ADP, to points scored, to floors, to ceilings. Every single video I have done has absolutely cemented in fact that waiting to take running backs is not a good draft strategy, ever. If anybody wins with that draft strategy, it's because they got lucky. It's just the way it is. I'm not starting 0 running back. And remember, 0 running back means like you don't take a running back for your first 5 picks. Typically, you're going to fill your quarterback, your tight end, and your wide receivers before you even draft a running back. If you want to take a running back or a wide receiver first this year, I'm all on board for that because there are some really good draft values at the running back position in the 2nd and the 3rd round. But waiting outside of that is really going to hurt your team. Ginger Snowman, league is quarterback, 3 wide receivers, 3 running backs, tight end, and flex. What round should I target what position? I have the 10th pick in a 12-team league. Love all the work you do. Kind of basically the same thing that I've said a couple of times now, Ginger. To start off any draft, we need to go wide receiver, running back, or running back, wide receiver, running back. Then when you get to the 4th round, you start to fill in like your best values. Typically, I'm trying to find another wide receiver kind of in that 4th round, maybe in the 5th and 6th, depending on what tight ends are available, looking at them, looking at quarterbacks right there. But I need to have, by the time I get through like 5 or 6 rounds, I need to have 3 running backs. It looks like our draft is starting. It is. Our draft is starting. I don't even know where I'm picking right now. I got the 7th pick. I've got Ben in front of me, so he's going to try and snipe me. And again, best ball strategy is different than redraft strategy, ladies and gentlemen, okay? So whatever I do here doesn't necessarily mean that's what you're going to do for your leagues. I'm going to go A.J. Brown here right away because we all know that I love A.J. Brown this year. Absolutely love him. A.J. Brown is the guy that I want in as many drafts as possible for the wide receiver position. What's my favorite draft position in an 8-team league? It doesn't matter because you're gonna get top fantasy assets no matter what. In an 8-team league, it really doesn't matter where you draft because you're gonna have a shot at really good players no matter what. Austin Eckler was still available. I didn't even see that. I just assumed he'd been drafted. Okay. Okay. I just assumed he'd been drafted. I didn't even see he was still there. When should you draft a quarterback in a keeper league? It depends, to be honest with you. Tenth pick was CMC? No way. Who said they got CMC with the 10th pick? Because I didn't. CMC was taken first in this draft. I mean, I'm like 95% sure who I'm taking here. Ridley, McLaurin, or Pittman in a 1-point PPR. In a Dynasty startup, probably leaning towards Ridley just a little bit because he's got the best young quarterback. We're going to go ahead and go Derrick Henry here as my RB1. And we'll be back up in 11 picks here. How many league-winning RBs have been drafted in the top 20 picks the last 2 years? NFL has changed, in my opinion. I mean, Brandon, I appreciate the question, but again, I've done 3 videos that have proved it. So if you're wanting an answer to your question, you got to go watch those videos. I mean, hours of research, 20-minute long videos breaking down all the stats that for another year in a row prove the league-winning running backs that you're talking about, you're getting lucky drafting. And I talked about that in one of the videos. That's not the norm. That's not the norm, okay? So you can't go into it thinking that everybody's going to get those league-winning running backs at the very end. It doesn't happen. You're talking about league-winning running backs that people get lucky drafting. That's just all there is to it. I kind of know what I want to do here, but I'm waiting to see what happens. I'm not going quarterback yet. So if you're listening right now, that's not. Brandon, I'm not saying that you're lucky. I'm saying that people that wait on running back are more lucky than not, is what I'm saying. I do love Justin Fields and DJ Moore this year. Whew. All right. I've got my wide receiver 1. I'm going to go T. Higgins here. Did this have a 3rd-round reversal? Or did I just miss something? Antonio, 2:30 a.m.? All right, let's go. Thomas, am I staying away from Jacobs until the situation is resolved? Not necessarily. It just depends on how good the value is. I mean, we don't hate players, right? We hate ADPs. If you're telling me, Kyle, you got to take Josh Jacobs with a 2nd-round pick, I'm probably off that bandwagon right now. If you're telling me, Kyle, you can get Josh Jacobs in the 4th round, I'm probably saying, you know what? I'll risk it. Top G, I don't understand what that comment means, man. All right, so Aaron Jones went already. Aaron Jones was going to be my next pick. I'm going to go ahead and go with Kenneth Walker in the 4th round here. I really still like... I really still like Kenneth Walker this year, and I know he's dealing with a growing thing right now, but we're like 5 weeks away from the season, 4 weeks. I mean, I like Zach Charbonnet. I don't think Zach Charbonnet is bad. I don't think he's great. I think Zach Charbonnet is a good compliment to Kenneth Walker, and I think people are getting a little worked up about that draft pick and saying, oh man, it's going to hurt. Kenneth Walker is still a top 12 running back for me. And I think the growing situation is going to end up working out just fine. It does sound like Charbonnet has made his way through this shoulder issue that he was experiencing. I would rather have Kenneth Walker sit for the next 3 weeks. I don't care about that at all. Mo, who are you responding to? So I have to ask, Mo, who are you calling an asshat? Are you calling the people worried about Zach Charbonnet an asshat? I just want to make sure we're on the same page. Is Calvin Ridley a reach in the early 4th round? I mean, it... Except, Anna, I didn't see your comment. Okay. We're up in 3 picks. Bill, since it's a 1 quarterback league, will they go earlier? Probably a little bit, but not like first over. Like in a dynasty startup in a 1 quarterback league, I'm not even considering a quarterback until we're talking like maybe 5th or 6th round at best. Ooh, I'm really conflicted here. Oh, I'm really conflicted. Screw it. I'm going to go George Kittle. I love George Kittle this season. We have 265 people watching right now and only 111 likes. Let's hit that like button, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just tap it real quick. Come on. Come on. It's way too early to update your Trouble Chatters list. I agree with that. I agree with that for sure. Old Man Driz, kind of the same. I've already answered like this question. So, listen. Do we have rankings for TD only leagues? No, because those are very, very sparse. I mean, people typically don't play in leagues like that, so we wouldn't be able to do stuff like that. Got a couple of things I'm looking at here. Zanman, I've done that already in a mock draft a couple of weeks back. Okay, let's go. Everyone knows how much I love George Pickens this year. We're grabbing George Pickens. Oh, Thomas. I picked George Pickens and you ask about George Pickens. I know you're higher on Pickens this season than Jake. Do you think he can break into wide receiver 2 numbers this year? Absolutely, Thomas. Do you have the draft guide? So, kind of saying the same thing to everybody right now in terms of beginning a draft. It is running back, wide receiver, running back, or wide receiver, running back for me every single time through the first 3 rounds. I don't care if you draft first. I don't care if you draft 12th. I don't care if you draft 14th. Now, if you get into like 14 and 16 team leagues, I would go running back, and then wide receiver. Doesn't matter if you draft in the middle of the first round. It is the same thing for me every single draft. It has not changed. Christian Kirk and redraft for me still. Seven quarterbacks in the first round and not Superflex. I don't know. Sounds like AMS out here. I don't know what that means. What are your thoughts on a QB0 strategy? Sam Howell looks like an exciting option in the last round. I don't love it, but I don't hate it. I'd rather take a value like a Deshaun Watson or something like that than waiting that long to take a quarterback. Deshaun Watson's popping up on my board right now. Deshaun Watson sitting there. Tua sitting there. You know who I really love this year? Because right now we only have 2 running backs. Let's go James Cook here. I am quickly falling in love with James Cook. Quickly. I really like him. Superflex in the first, and then running back, wide receiver to follow. Honestly, it really depends on how your draft plays out. Because there's some Superflex leagues out there where people still don't get super crazy. Now, I break down Superflex drafts in our draft guide and how you should attack that draft. Really, for me, I want to take a quarterback in the first 2 rounds. Really, in a Superflex league, I like drafting mid to late in the first round a little bit better because it gives me a sense for what the run on quarterbacks is going to look like. Because if you're drafting like 8th and there's 6 quarterbacks taken in the first round, then you know you have to go quarterback at that point. Whereas, if you're the number 1 overall pick and you take a quarterback and then you only see like 6 quarterbacks taken before it comes back to you, it's like, dang it, I could have waited and taken a quarterback when it came back to me. So sometimes you really just kind of have to see how the draft plays out in a Superflex league to try and figure that portion of it out. Let me move my camera here a little bit so I don't have to keep going back and forth. I'm really starting to fall in love with James Cook. The DRBR, the dynamic running back rating in the draft guide, hints at some big potential for James Cook. We'll look at it here in a second. My league mates love QBs in our Superflex league, then you probably have to go with one in the first round. I'm going to take Anthony Richardson. This is a best ball league. We're looking for high upside. If Anthony Richardson runs for 10 touchdowns this season and throws for 20, that's 30 total touchdowns this season for him. And then you add in the rushing yards. Absolutely, I'll take him right there. And then I'm just going to follow it up. It's a best ball league. So if he has a great week, awesome. I'll take a super safe quarterback here in a round or two that backs him up. I don't mind that at all. Anna gifting 10 memberships to the Headliner Nation community. Anna, appreciate your support. Thank you so much. Mo G, Antonio, Andre, this guy, the Everyday Non-Expert, Golf and Crypto, Cody, Craig, Danny, Noah, all getting gifted memberships. Is it crazy to take... Where did it just go? Bijan over Eckler this year. Is it crazy? No. Am I doing it yet? Probably not. But if you were to do it and say, I really want to, I'm not going to argue it with you very many times. It's just one of those things where risk reward. I'm kind of interested in taking guys that I feel a little bit more comfortable with than taking guys that I haven't seen it yet. James Cook stinks. Uncle Ted, unfortunately, there's not very much research there to back that up. Come at me with some research and we can talk about it a little bit more. James Cook is absolutely better than Devon Achane for several reasons, though. And if you're drafting a guy just based on speed, it's not going to work out a majority of the time. How many times do you see guys come into the league and you're like, whoa, he is so fast, and then they don't do anything? Way more than speed. Way more than speed goes into this. Devon Achane is very undersized. My opinion is that Achane doesn't play running back. He ends up moving to wide receiver at some point. But as of right now, he's behind Mostert and Jeff Wilson. All three of them are going to get touches. If you ask me to pick somebody from that backfield, I'm going to take a shot. Oh my gosh, I'm on the clock right now. I'll take Dak. I'll go with another quarterback there. I didn't realize I was on the clock. Mike, you're a beautiful man. I appreciate it. Josh becoming a member for the 10th month. Creeping up on 1 year milestone of joining the Headliner Nation. Appreciate y'all. Josh, appreciate you. Thank you, sir. Yeah, that was a panic pick. I didn't even realize I was on the clock. The only reason I realized on the clock is because my phone started vibrating because it started counting down from 10. And that's why I was like, oh. And I can't put anybody in my queue right now because you all are watching. Jesse, underdog account made. Love it. Hopefully you remember to use the code word before you finished. Team recap so far? Yeah. I'll give you a quick little peek. Anthony Richardson, Dak Prescott at quarterback. Henry Walker, Cook at running back. A.J. Brown, Higgins, and Pickens at wide receiver. George Kittle at tight end. Lots of upside here for me. Lots of upside here for me. Which is what you want in a best ball draft. In a best ball draft, you are shooting for as much upside as possible. I have a decision to make here. We're going to go with OBJ. Still going to need another tight end. Still going to need another running back. Am I doing another draft after this one? No. I won't be doing another draft after this one. We're coming up on 52 minutes. Normally on Sundays, I only stream for about an hour. Oh, yeah, I can't play in Canada. It's unfortunate. Yeah, I don't think you can play anywhere outside of the U.S., as far as I know. Favorite wide receiver and running back in the 30 to 40 ADP range? I'd have to look. You'll have to give me a minute on that one. Stacks good for best ball? Absolutely. Absolutely, stacks are good for best ball. Are they, like, do you have to have them? No, you don't have to have them, but they are good. Oh, just Ontario. Okay, I didn't know that. Oh, Dogs is in it in Canada. Awesome. I'm going to need Ontario to get their stuff together. Do I need to drive up there and have a conversation with somebody? Listen, I'll meet you all at the border. Make sure you drive your SUV so I can hop in the trunk. Okay? And we'll go have a chat with your prime minister, and we'll figure this out. We'll figure this out. Uncle Ted, you're coming into the chat with a lot of things with nothing to back it up. Tank Bigsby will not be the RB1 in Jacksonville this year. It will not happen. The only way that happens if Travis Etienne gets hurt and misses an extended period of time. Tank Bigsby will get some goal line touches. He will score some touchdowns. Wear the Canada uniform? Like the Mounties? Like one of those? All right, we need another running back here. Come on, Ben. Make your pick. Ben, are you timing out on me? Here's where I take Mostert. Whoa, 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 whoa. Uncle Ted, you strike me as a guy that just throws out crazy scenarios, and your friends just they're like, oh, there goes Uncle Ted again. I need to. All right, so Uncle Ted said Jacksonville has had a different RB1 for 4 straight years. You got to look at context, Uncle Ted. You're saying a lot of things with nothing to back it up, because in 2022, Travis Etienne was the RB1. He rightfully beat out James Robinson. In 2021, if you go back and take a look on who had the most attempts, it was James Robinson in 2021. Now, Travis Etienne missed the entire year, but James Robinson was the RB1 in 2021. So let's go back to 2020. Who was the lead back in 2020? Oh, that was James Robinson. So right there, you're already wrong, my man. Oh, I'm on the clock again. There's my Alec Pierce stack. I also win leagues. Hey, Uncle Ted, just hit me with some research, dude. That's all I'm asking. Just hit me with some research. Because one of your last comments was that they've had a different RB1 the last 4 years. That's not accurate. Oh boy. Okay. We're gonna walk away from that chat. Let's get back to our draft. Craig got a gifted membership today. Awesome. Funny but too far. I saw Anna delete that comment, but I didn't see what it said. At Brandon. Anyone go undefeated last year in fantasy football? I did. Nice. That's exactly what you want. Perfect. I do like Marvin Mims. I like Marvin Mims a lot. It's just I can click on it and see it. Oh, that's right. I didn't. Oh my gosh. That was probably a good one. Ethan, what's up, baby? I like Marvin Mims a lot, but there's so many wide receivers in Denver right now to feed, plus Greg Dulcich, plus Samaje Perine. I do like him, but he's more of a dynasty stash for me. He's more of a dynasty stash. Salute to those gifting memberships. Someone hooked me up last year and haven't looked back. Roman, I appreciate that. Thanks so much for staying. Ethan sucking up. Shaheed is another guy that I would like to like, but also I'm having troubles with it because Chris Olave is really going to be the main deep threat. Now, I would like Shaheed more if Michael Thomas misses significant time, which is always possible. I need a tight end too still, right? I do. Cole Kmet is a bye week 14. Kittle is 9. We're going to go Cole Kmet right here. Like the touchdown upside. What's with the new OF and Division Jacobs trade potential? I haven't heard anything about that. About Jacobs being traded in division to who? Kansas City? It might just be noise, honestly, at this point, to be honest with you. Jesse with the $5 dono telling Anna sorry. Viking King with the $5 dono. 2 keeper league. Keep Calvin Ridley in the 10th round. Damian Pierce in the 9th round. Isaiah Pacheco in the 8th round. Got to keep 2. Me, personally, Calvin Ridley and Damian Pierce. I have Damian Pierce a little bit ahead of Isaiah Pacheco right now. Old man, if everybody stays healthy the entire year, Khalil Herbert will still be the starting running back in Chicago come week 6 or 7. Big upside for him. Khalil Herbert is going to have some up and down performances, but he is, when you take a look at the numbers from last year, Khalil Herbert on a per touch basis was super dynamic. Super dynamic. And there's a write-up in the draft guide about it. So if anyone wants to check that out, go to the breakout bus and sleeper section. You're not going to want to miss that. If we're cuffing Khalil Herbert, then I go Roshan Johnson. I like how this team's coming together, to be honest with you. Matt Collins is huge this season. It's crazy. It's crazy how much muscle he added. Bryce Pickens is still over Deontay Johnson for me. continues to be. Kenny got sniped again. Oh, I see somebody drafting Justin Ross there. Who was that? Who was that? That was Ben. Ben's been listening to the videos. We can tell. I like Charlie Jones. I do. He's just not going to get looks. That's the only thing. He's just not going to get looks. Definitely a Hunter Renfrow type of player, perfect for the slot. Justin Ross has a long way to go. If Justin Ross played for really any other team, it wouldn't even be worth it. But he plays with the best quarterback in the NFL on a team that lost their wide receiver one last year and doesn't really have a guy that is him, right? Outside Travis Kelce, but we're not talking about tight ends. We're talking about wide receivers. Is Kincaid the next Kelce? It's possible, but not this year. Rookie tight ends don't ever work out, except for 2 over the last several years. Technically 3 if you can't count Pat Freiermuth. He finished top 12 too. Roman, oh my gosh. Forehead kisses. Dude, I am sorry. Man, that's funny. All right, who do we got coming? Who do we want to pick here? The Muth. Who do we want to pick? Who do we want to pick? You know who I kind of like? You know who I kind of like here? Let me just look down here a little bit. I'm going to take Paris Campbell. Keep an eye out for Paris Campbell in the slot this year. Keep an eye out for him. Just remember this, 8/6/2023 at 2:03 p.m. Just remember that old Kyle here told you to keep an eye on Paris Campbell out of the slot this year for the New York Giants. Mike take flight. 10-man PPR keeper league. Jettas is my keeper, but could trade him for a second and third round pick. So I have 18 and 23. Then I'd have picks 13, 18, 23, 28 if I did that trade. Or should I do that trade? 10-man keeper leagues. I trade him for a second and third round picks. No, I'm keeping Justin Jefferson. Nope. Not even considering that. You're adding a second and a third round pick, but how many people are going to be picking in front of you and how many guys are being kept? Like, I'm not, even if it's just one guy, I'm keeping Justin Jefferson, not even considering that. Tyjae Spears, he could. He's going to be the backup after Haskins got into legal trouble. So he's going to see some work, but it's going to be more of a pass catching role than anything. Is it smart to go Travis Kelce 6th overall pick? Yeah, I mean, is it smart? It's smart in the sense that you nail your tight end position and you don't have to worry about it anymore. That's what's smart about it. It just depends on how you draft the rest of the way, to be honest. I need to take another quarterback here. I like to have 3 quarterbacks in case somebody were to go down with an injury. Sam Howell to me has no, I'm going to go with Kenny Pickett. I think Kenny Pickett's a little bit safer. Oh, you know what? I'm going to go with Kyler Murray. Hopefully by the time my buys start coming up, he's healthy and playing, and I've got some good upside there. Would you trade Chubb and St. Brown for Henry and Scary Terry? Nope. I would not. Still a stash for Trey Lance? You kind of have to. You kind of have to at this point. Jordan Love over Pickett. If you're looking for upside, I'd go Jordan Love. Antonio Gibson being undervalued. I wouldn't say undervalued. I would say that he's being drafted pretty close to where he needs to be. I don't want to get too high on Antonio Gibson. I definitely think he's going to get the pass catching work that they're talking about. But how often does he play in the slot? Is he just going to come in on third downs? Those are all questions that have to be answered still. Pickett has better offensive weapons, but Jordan Love, to me, has a bigger arm and bigger potential. J.K. Dobbins, injury, contract situation, I'm not exactly sure what he's doing right now. Bijan, Chubb, and Henry. I mean, personally, I would go Chubb, Henry, and Bijan. Chubb in the 3rd round, Breece Hall in the 6th, or Pacheco in the 15th. Got to go with Chubb there. Got to go with Chubb. I was going to see if we could try and finish this draft out real quick. I've only got 2 more picks left, so we're going to make these last 2 picks, and then we're going to get it. We're going to make these last 2 picks and then get on out of here. Do I think Bijan's being slightly overrated? I do. I do think he's being slightly overrated. It makes sense why, but I'm not willing to draft him as the 3rd overall running back right now. Show us the whole board. It's kind of difficult to see, but this is essentially what the board looks like. What am I up? I'm up next. Hold on. Why do you love Kittle a lot? Don't Niners have too many mouths to feed, assuming Debo stays healthy? Caesar, I'm going to have some good George Kittle information coming up soon. But if you want to know why I love George Kittle, check out his games after Brock Purdy took over at quarterback. And that will really tell you all you need to know. Zanman, I'm not going after rookie tight ends. Not doing it. Not going after tight ends. Matt LaPorta is a good tight end. But Matt LaPorta has Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jahmyr Gibbs. They brought Marvin Jones back. Jameson Williams is going to show up after week 6. Rookie tight ends very rarely make an impact. Fumer, yeah, I did a breaking news video the other day about him. I would go check that out, but absolutely, 3 games should not keep you from drafting Alvin Kamara. Who's the wide receiver 1 for the Chiefs? It's probably Kadarius Toney, if he can stay healthy, should be it. But then Justin Ross and Sky Moore would be next up. I'm going to end up calling it here after this next pick, ladies and gentlemen. And I already know who I'm taking. Oh, Sam Laporta, not Matt Laporta. Matt Laporta was a first base prospect for the Cleveland Guardians quite a few years ago, and I was a fan of his. I thought he was going to end up being a lot better than what he was. And I keep saying Matt Laporta because of that. Roxton, we've done videos that show that getting value on tight end or on quarterback later in your draft leads to more successful fantasy leagues. Now, if you were to argue with me that you would rather take Josh Allen or Jalen Hurts or Patrick Mahomes in the first 2 rounds, I'm really not going to argue it with you either. So it's really going to depend on what you want. I'm going to go Hunter Henry here. I think that's going to be it for today, though, ladies and gentlemen. Just over an hour here live. Typically, I stay live for about an hour on Sunday mornings. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, if you have not caught up on all of our videos this offseason, though, make sure you go do that. Make sure you go back and rewatch some of our videos. We've done some absolutely amazing videos this offseason that have so much information in them, but they haven't been seen by a lot of people who are just showing up, starting to do their research. And because of that, you've missed out on a lot of things that you really should know before you start drafting. So try to take some time and go back and watch some of these videos that we've already done. If you've been thinking about buying our draft guide, do it now before it gets too late. There's so much information in it that you're going to want the next couple of weeks to go through it. Some of you are already starting to draft. Please make sure that you go do all of that stuff. If you're getting ready to draft in the next couple of weeks, get your draft guide now, go back and watch the videos, and then we have to, let's get it. Let's get it, ladies and gentlemen. All right, we got to get out of here. Peace out, Headliner Nation. Stay safe, stay healthy. Have a great rest of your Sunday, and I'll catch you in all the videos this week. Later.
When the game on the line, you can't fold and you can't bend. Y'all be playing it safe and I be going for the win. Remember back when they was doubting on the